Last year, Infiniti redesigned their big truck, the QX80. This year for 2026, we get an all new sport grade. We're gonna dive into all the new features and upgrades for this 2026 QX80 Sport. So if you look at the product lineup for the QX80, there are 4 trim levels. The Pure, the Luxe, there used to be a Sensory. This Sport replaces the Sensory, and then there's the top of the line Autograph. But I wanna go to the details of this new grille especially. It's completely gloss black with a gloss black, kind of like a darkened chrome surround. With the illuminated logo, that is all new for Infiniti. You see this new logo also on the 2026 refreshed QX60. I think it looks absolutely incredible. When I first saw this logo, it is silver. And I was thinking, you know, maybe they should have blacked out the logo, but once I saw it illuminated, it looks absolutely stunning. The daytime running lights have not changed from this grade to other grades, but they still look great. They kind of called it that digital piano key. And the daytime running lights are separated from the nighttime lights, which are down below. Now, something also unique to the sport grade compared to other trims, and it's hard to tell because this model is kind of like a sparkly black. It's a black on black model. This garnish down here is going to be black whether you get this truck in black, white, gray, or other colors. We're going to move over to the wheels because this is also unique and new for this sport grade. So when I first saw these wheels, I thought they were just pure glossy black, but actually we have these machine finished outer rims around the wheel. Now, the lug nuts are still silver, which I think actually look quite good, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys out there want to put your own glossy black lug nuts on there. Now, this Infiniti logo is exactly the same as the one up front. It doesn't illuminate, but it does kind of have that 3D depth effect that the new Infiniti logo has. And we don't know the pricing of this truck yet, but it is exuding luxury. It will be available later this summer. We just don't have pricing quite yet, but assume it's going to be similar to where the Sensory is now. We'll go ahead and put that on the screen for you. All right, these daylight openings, or I call them window trims, window surrounds, they are pretty much blacked out here. It's not like a matte black. It's very similar to what we see actually in the Autograph. In the Autograph, you'll see the Autograph little sticker, or I guess it's a 3D font that they put here. A badge is a better word for it. But in the Sport model, that's one of the dead giveaways. Besides the wheels from the side, it doesn't have that Autograph here, even though it has the darkened window surround from that Autograph. All right, so we're coming to the back here. QX80 logo. It's also pretty much blackened out. It's very dark chrome. And the S, which we've seen this S in the Q50, the Q60, the QX50. We now see in the QX60 for 2026. And now we finally see it for the first time ever on the QX80, this sport badge. And we have that, that Japanese style 4-wheel drive badge that also looks really, really nice back here. But notice the S is silver. And this is a darkened color here to make the S, the sport grade, pop a little bit more. Taillights are the same. We also have no longer an Infiniti badge. I think they changed that with the 2025 redesign, the Infiniti badge, and then they just went to the font here. Fun fact, the new QX60 refresh for 2026 also went to this same sort of font and replaced that Infiniti logo on the back. All right. As we come down to the bottom here, again, it's hard to tell what kind of accents here are going to be unique to this sport trim, but I would say this black accent here is probably going to stand out if you get like a white model or a silver model, where you'll see these blackened accents down here. All right, I like how classily they hid the hitch receiver. We know these things can tow about a mountain or two, the QX80, based off the Nissan Patrol. All right, so we're going to get on the inside. There's also some nice updates here. For 2026 on the sport grade, it has one interior. It's called Dusk Blue. These seats are heated, ventilated, massage, and we do have the Klipsch audio. I'll talk more about that here in a little bit. I think it's 24 speakers, 1200 watts. But we do have nice suede accents to complement this. But if you want a different type of interior instead of this blue and black interior, you're gonna have to get a different grade. It's just a one interior. Let me turn down the volume. I like the centrally located volume knob, but it's just one spec interior for this sport grade. All right, so let's go and hop inside of this big truck. The steering wheel gets a little bit of the sport treatment as well. It's kind of hard to tell with the lighting in the shadows, but it is a blue accent right here, the new Infiniti logo. I forgot to mention also under the hood, despite this being a sport grade, it still has the exact same powertrain as the other QX80 models. Really, it's just an appearance inside and out package. So 450 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque from the turbocharged, or should I say twin turbo 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, made it to that 9-speed auto. Of course, 4-wheel drive is standard on this sport model. So we got the nice open pore wood accents on here. So what's crazy is when this car is off, this just looks like a glossy black finish. Let me turn this off real quick. You can see it doesn't look that premium. Right here, I'm like, oh, glossy black, but you turn on the accessory lights and it lights up Infiniti logos here on the dash. There I go. Is it showing up on the camera? Excellent, excellent. All right, dual 14-inch screens here is standard. Infiniti was really proud of the technology in here, and they did shortcut this cool menu for us. And what this does is allows me to play with the seats in the second and the third row from the driver's seat. So if I want to fold, or should I say fold up the rear seats, I can just select these rear seats and then press this button. You can see that third row go ahead and raise for us. And that beautiful blue color. It's hard to, we're in a studio, so the lighting's not great, but it's a really cool technology, and I'd love to play pranks with my kids with them in the seats. So love that technology. It's Klipsch audio. We tested this out, both the cameraman right now, Mike from KBB, he's helping me out. He was on a phone, he was outside the truck, and he was talking to me. The audio was coming through here through the phone call, and the rest of the speakers in the truck were playing the music from Sirius XM. So really only the driver was hearing the phone call while everyone else was kind of uninterrupted by that phone call. And I don't know if anyone else in the industry is doing that. So I guess one little feather in the cap for Infiniti here. If I didn't mention, these are the same 14.3-inch dual screens we saw previously. They're also really proud of this new invisible hood technology. So we got the invisible hood up here, which I think debuted for Nissan on this model. Maybe not, maybe it was a Murano. All right, but it's definitely a newer technology for Nissan. So once you start driving, you'll start seeing the road underneath of you. All right, obviously we're not moving, so it's not gonna show up. And the door's open where the camera's in. Just come in and sit inside, Mike. All right, so when we press that, we get a full screen here. So I'll give you an idea. I'm gonna walk around, shut the door, and go ahead and full screen that. So you guys have an idea of just the wide view. All right, there's no front cross traffic alert safety feature on this truck, but when you have a camera that's this wide angle and this encompassing, do you really need front cross traffic alert? And oftentimes in some of the competitors, front cross traffic alert just bugs the heck out of me. So I'm kind of glad this truck does not have it. It does have the rear cross traffic alert though as well. Interior wise, I mean, a few other things here. We have the blue and black suede here. And then the cup holders have the key. Here's your Infiniti key. All right, QX80. This is what you're getting with it. All right, but suede here for the phone charger and for the USB-Cs. Suede for this tray and the inside tray there. And there's actually a light on the inside of that armrest as well. Head-up display. Well, I'm not driving, so I can't report on it too much. However, I believe it's the same head-up display that I tested in the QX60 for 2026. And it does show turn by turn. It is really crisp, really clear, and it has the Infiniti font built into that head-up display, which I think is a nice touch. Lastly, the climate control here. It's all on this digital screen down below, which is really easy to get to and access. And it is haptic feedback. So if you just tap it, it will actually not register. You have to actually press down on the screen. It'll vibrate to let you know. And this is something, since I've been in here, I've had happen. You guys might run into this issue when you are in the truck moving your elbow around. You might accidentally open up the compartments in here. So these power second row seats, you actually can't find them on the Nissan counterpart to this, to the Nissan Armada. And it's also, you're able to control these seats from the front to turn it into a jump seat so people can more easily get into the back. All right, so as it puts itself back into place, this sport model comes really well equipped in the second row. These captain's chairs have heated and ventilated seats, 2 USB-Cs, tri-zone climate control. I mean, we know this QX80 has a lot more room in it than the previous generation. It's so much easier to move in and out of, especially for the kids. Like the previous QX80 had this huge monstrous center console here that was hard for the kids to get to the back seat. Now it's really minimalized, and there's actually a walking path here You could probably put it like an all-weather mat so the kids don't have to trample on this cup holder section with the USB-Cs as well, all right? And small detail, even this cup holder has nice stitching around the outside of it, all right? So there's like every single place you look in this truck, it's high levels of detail, high levels of luxury, and that's what you want when you're spending triple digits, or should I say 6 figures on a luxury SUV. Now I will say, I don't see sunshades in here for the rear door. Now as we get into the third row, you're gonna have to manually push up your large headrest, and that seat's is doing its little like ejection seat so the camera can get in. But tons of space for them to get into the back. And when I say them, kids, but I was in the QX60 yesterday and I had like no room in the back seat. My feet were closed. I was like in the fetal position. Back here, I have tons of leg room, and this is the seat that I was just sitting in, which I already had tons of leg room. So plenty of room back here, tons of headroom, good headroom. My head's not touching the ceiling. I have a USB-C back here, and I also have an additional switch to go ahead and fold this seat so I can recline it or put it more upright. And for people in hot climates, just like the QX60 that I reviewed the other day, we have vents above for cooling the passengers in the third row. You're not going to get a closer vent than this in the truck. So for 2026, Infiniti is not stopping the improvement of this recently redesigned QX80. This blacked out, essentially blackout package on the Sport is absolutely gorgeous, and I think a lot of people are going to be impressed with this QX80 Sport. We'll see you guys down in the comments. Let us know what you think of this addition to the Infiniti lineup. I can't wait to drive it, especially at night. It's going to look amazing.